In this video, we're going to be reviewing a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. We're going to be talking about a couple of important lessons that we've learned in this book. One of them is the difference between faith versus fear, how to be an independent thinker, and how to analyze defeat. Basically, we'll be talking quite a bit of stuff that we've learned and some of the stuff that we are going to cover, like habits, negative thoughts, tips for overcoming mental, spiritual, and physical freedom, having a goal, why that is important, learning how to master your emotions, master yourself, learning from adversity, learning how to control your environment, like things that influences you, timing, being cautious, and learning how to harmonize with rhythm, like they call it hypnotic rhythm. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Babe, what are some of the key points that you like about this book, and why do you recommend the audience reading it?
Okay, one of the key points that I really like about this book is when Napoleon Hill interviewed the devil, and one of the things that the devil said is that people drift because people thinks about failure as permanent when really failure is temporary, and in every failure there's always a lesson. So what is the lesson that you gain from that failure? So if you think about it as a permanent defeat, then you don't have a goal, you don't move forward with your life, you end up being depressed. That's why I really like, because a lot of times we go through like obstacles and we think that they're permanent defeat, but really they're not. You know, they're just obstacle that you gotta keep pushing and pushing until you get it, you know? And so that's one of the things that I really took away from the book.
What did you learn from the book regarding about, what is a drifter and how you not become a drifter?
A drifter is someone that doesn't have a goal. You know, they don't have anywhere to go. They always seek for people's approval, like their parents, their family, their friends. But when you're not a drifter, you have a set goal for yourself that regardless of what anyone says, you don't care, and you're just gonna keep pushing until you reach your goal. Those are non-drifters. They have set goals. They know where they're going. They know what their target is, and no one's gonna stop them. But if you're a drifter, you're always constantly wanting approval, and you're not gonna do things unless that person or your loved one approves of it.
And I remember Napoleon talking about 98% of people in this world are like drifters, and we get influenced by the media, we get influenced by our parents, our friends. It's really, a drifter is somebody who is being conformed to this world, right? Mm-hmm. And who is kind of brainwashed what the world wants them to do, feel, and act, and behave. So a lot of times our educational system, like school teachers, our parents, learning from our educational system, and then really thinking for us and not allowing us to make our own decisions and figuring out what we want out of life, right? Which is our goals.
And then one of the things that I want to add to that is that the devil, he can control you before you're even born, because how he controls you is through your parents, through your family, through your friends, even your teachers from school, Sunday school teachers, everyone. He controls, like you said, 98% of people in this world, because the devil was cast down to earth, therefore he has control of us. And how does he do that? It's inserting fear and negative thoughts in your head, and you start to doubt yourself. And when you don't have a goal, that's how he controls you too. And if he can control your parents, he can control you. So keep that in mind too.
In Outwitting the Devil, there's a couple of emotions, negative emotions and positive emotions that you gotta be aware of. Napoleon talks about the thirst for negative expressive sex expressions and wanting things like coveting money, desiring for games, and not providing something in return. For women, it's more of looking at how they look. For men, it's more so on their ego, right? Men or women is their desire to master other people. So they want to like control other people by being the dominant factor. So they want to control you in some way, some form. Either they control you how you think, right? They want to control your philosophy by expressing their opinion on you. So then therefore they're controlling like your thought and making you drift toward their ideology and their way of thinking.
Not being able to control what you eat is one way he controls you, but also when you're eating too much and you're not working out, like working out as an exercise, if you don't exercise a lot either, and then you're overeating, that's how he controls you, because you don't have control of yourself. You don't have control of your body, of what you feed yourself, you know, and you don't take care of your body because your body is your temple. And so if you don't have control of what you eat already, then you don't have full control of your whole body.
And what's interesting about this book is that it was written back when Napoleon Hill was still alive, which is a couple hundred years ago, and it's been recently published. A lot of the teaching and a lot of the principles and a lot of the conversation that Napoleon talks about relates to what's happening in today, and also it's probably going to relate to what's going to be happening in the future also as well, because it's so universal. Like the churches, like the politics, how they're trying to, like the devil was trying to inflict fear into people's lives through the media.
Yeah.
You know, learning how to control your emotion, which is like the fear, the doubt, the worry, and how to pivot from that and know where that source come from.
Yeah.
It's really going to help you develop in your business, because in business we have to go through with a lot of fear, doubt, worry. You know, business is more a spiritual game, it's a mental game, and it's a physical game. So this book is really going to help all area of life. So again, this is the book right here. Okay, it's called Outwitting the Devil. Is there anything you want to add on why people should read this book?
Yes, I think you should read this book because they also talk about the 6 basic fears, which is the fear of death,
fear of loss, health,
loss, health,
poverty,
criticism. All of these fears is how he controls you. So if you're scared of anyone criticizing you based on like how you look, or even the fear of losing someone you love, these are how he controls you. So we really suggest that you read this book. And then it also talks about that because a lot of people think that the devil looks like a certain way. He has horns, he's scary, he's evil. Based on Outwitting the Devil and how Napoleon talked to him, he talked about that he doesn't have a form. He's a form of energy, but he doesn't look what humans think he looks like. And I thought that was like so interesting, and that there's 2 types of energy. One is good and one is evil. One's negative, one is positive. The negative is the devil. The positive is God. So keep that in mind, because it really helps you understand why marriages fails, how he controls you even through your marriages. So if you don't even work with your spouse, if you guys don't click, there's a reason why. If you're curious about like how to make your marriages work or help better understand of what's going on and you're trying to fix your marriage, this is a book that I suggest you to read, because it really does help in all aspects of life, including relationships.
Yeah, no, this is a really good book. We definitely recommend reading it. There's a lot of principle that is taught that is universal, and it's one of those books that we'll continue to read over and over again.
Yes.
As we pursue on and as we continue and add more books to our collection.
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of this teaching is universal, and I think that there's times where we're gonna forget some of the teaching, and it's a really good way to remember what they are if you reread it. And then when you do reread it, you catch something new that you probably didn't catch before.
So in close, make sure you guys have a definite goal. Make sure you have some type of purpose and figure out where you're going in life, what you're trying to accomplish. That way it's harder for the devil to deviate you from that direction. Stay focused. Don't listen to other people's opinion. Listen to what you want to do. Listen to what your heart has to say, because a lot of times other people are trying to control you and are trying to forecast their thoughts and live life through you, and they formulate their opinion through you, so then you can do what they want you to do, meaning they're trying to control you. So people are trying to control you, the media is trying to control you, so you gotta take charge and control your mind. And this book really helps you do that.
Control your mind, think positive, don't listen to the negative voices, and if you read this book, it will help you identify those negative voices in your head.
We're probably going to be discussing more books in the future. If you guys have any recommendations on what books that you guys would like us to read and review, let us know. We're reading a couple of books right now, but in the future we'll probably be reviewing pretty soon is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and some of the key principles that we learned. So anyways, let us know what you guys thought. Let me know what you guys are, if you guys read the book or not, and what your thought process are.
Yeah.